So today we're going to kind of finish with the half of Luigi, and then tomorrow you're going to have a chance to kind of perfect it out, make it look just awesome. And then we'll be done and turn in Luigi tomorrow. Let me say that again. We're turning in Luigi tomorrow. If you feel like you need more time, you got 2 flex times coming up. We're going to start our own characters and talk about our own characters on Monday. So on Monday, we're going to talk about character design. We're also going to talk about finding the right picture. Some characters you might want to do, you might not be able to find a pose like that. I'm going to talk about this Wednesday and on Monday a little bit on how to work around that. Okay? But let's finish Luigi. So today we're doing the nose and the ears. And I want to start with the ears because I think the ears are a little easier. All right. Let's do the ear. Here's how we're going to do the ear. Everyone look at me. We're going to model him. Is everyone looking at me? Hey, John, hit the light on the right before you leave. Right there. Right behind you. Turn around. One light switch. Boom. Good. One there. All right, everyone look at me. We're going to model him like Barack Obama. Sorry. Like Dumbo. With giant ears sticking out. Like this. We're going to first model him out like this. And then we're going to take the ears and pull them back. Right? So what's going to happen is we're going to model the ears so they go straight out. So it looks kind of goofy for a while. Not goofy, Dumbo. Right. And then we take them and we pull them back. So it's going to look a little weird for a second, but we're just going to get that shape, that nice ear shape, and then we're going to rotate it back. Okay? That's our strategy here. Got it? We got it? Got it? Got it. Okay. I'd say Ella will be backing up on this, right? Ears are probably the third hardest thing to do. You probably got your hands, and then you probably got maybe your feet, like details of your feet, and then probably your ear is the next hardest body part to make. Eyes are easy. Just kidding. All right. The face we're going to use is that center face. Some of you might have a face that's like a lot bigger, like that, right? Make it skinny. So you have a center face somewhere like that. I might even make it more skinny this way too now. I'm going to make it a nice and skinny face. Something like that. So the face it was originally the center square of the tic-tac-toe box of your cube. So if I were to go back to my original cube here, right? The original face, just to kind of give it a point of reference, was this. If this was a tic-tac-toe grid, it would be that face. Our ear is going to come from that. That's the face we're grabbing. Okay. I'm going to line it up with my side view and just make sure it's coming out of the right spot. So I'm going to, again, grab my face. So I'm on my side view now. I'm going to hit 4. Oh, it's in almost the right space. So where I want it to be is I want it to be right. The front edge of that face starts right where the ear starts to protrude from the head. It's in a pretty good spot. Something like that. All right. So his ear goes something like this. Select that center face. I'm going to go to my front view. And luckily, Luigi's ears stick out more than Mario's. Mario's ears kind of tuck back a little bit. Luigi's got some big ears, which is going to make our lives easy. So we're going to hit extrude, Command E. I'm going to switch to global every time. And I'm going to pull it out. And his ear gets big right away. So I want to green box, maybe a little green arrow until I line it up. And so I hope you detect the pattern that I do for almost everything. You get the surface square kind of set up, lined up. You extrude. You scale it with the green and red box. You position it with the red and the green arrows. And then you extrude again. And then you extrude again. And you do the same. It's the same process over and over again. So I'm just going to kind of trace the ear here. I'm going to hit extrude again. Command E. Hit global. I'm going to pull it out a little bit more. And again, I'm going to have to kind of change its shape, change its position. Do a little bit more. So what I'm going to probably be doing from here on out is shrinking it, but then moving it up. I'm going to do a lot of green box to kind of shrink it down, and then a lot of red and green arrow. So I'm going to probably do 2 or 3 more. We'll find out. Command E. Global. I'm going to pull it out. And a little green box. Look at that. Probably 1 more. A little green arrow. It's looking pretty good. And 1 more time. Command E. A little red arrow. A little green box. I'm pretty happy. Maybe a little. I might have to rotate this one. Give this one a little rotation. There you go. It's a decent ear shape. I could go back, right? Like this edge right here, I could kind of make that edge a little bit more solid. So I'm just going to go back. I'm going to grab that edge right there. And maybe pull that one edge up a little bit. There. Make it a, oh. It's pretty good. Pull it down. Okay. So now, his ear is sticking straight out, and as we know, ears don't do that. Some people ears do that. Like I said, like I like to say Barack Obama, right? He's got big ears that jut out. There's other people that have ears that jut out. And that's okay. If your ears jut out, that's totally fine. But most ears, and Luigi's ears, go back, right? You see how I pulled them straight out? His actually go back a decent amount. Okay? So what we want to do is we want to grab each edge loop. That final edge loop right here is going to be, you can't do a double click trick. You're going to have to do a shift select. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the shift key. I'm going to grab, double click on this edge, double click on the next edge, double click on the next edge, and then the last thing I have to do is I have to do a shift select for 1, 2, 3, 4 edges. Okay? And I know it's very hard to see on my screen here, but I've selected pretty much every edge I've extruded. And then this last one, I'm going to have to shift select each one. All right. Now, what I like to do here is I like to have my 4 view up, but I'm going to pay more attention to my side and my perspective view. And I'm going to rotate E. And I'm going to rotate it back. And it kind of makes it a weird crease here. That means I have to also pull it back. W. And I kind of push it back. So I'm going to kind of rotate it back, push it back until it kind of gets to a spot that I like. It looks like his ear might be a little. What I could also do now is I could also scale. Kind of his ear looking at the side view looks a little bit bigger. So I can kind of, I don't want to make too much of a mess of it, but just going to rotate it back a little bit more. There we go. Oh, too far. Okay. And again, it usually looks better in 3 mode. If it looks like he's got like more like a gill flap, you can, again, take these edges and pull them back a little. That'll usually help. But ears are tricky. There. That's looking good. If this is all you have, congratulations, you'll get an A for the ear, right? If this is all you do for your ear, that's all you need to do. For those that want to get awesome with the ear, you can do a lot more, but I'm not requiring you to do this. This is your first model, But just to kind of show you, to give you more detail, I've selected, so again, if you have your ear kind of rotated back, congrats. Done. Okay? Seek no further. So if you're having trouble and your ear's like that, you've won. If you want to go crazy and do a little bit crazier of an ear, I can hit Command E, select those 4 front faces, not keeping it global, keeping it local, right? And now I've kind of got that ear ridge over here, right? Now this is the, I forget what this is called, that there's a name for this piece, I forget, right? And then I can extrude again, Command E. Oops, I didn't hit Command E. Command E. And now I can kind of pull it in and maybe pull it down, right? So now I've got kind of that ear ridge. I don't know what you call it. And then I can go even further, Command E. And this can be the canal. And I know what some of you are saying, but Mr. G, there's more to our ear. And again, what you would do is you would make it work. You would find, this is just going to be the canal right here. And I could Command E, and that could be the hole, right? I can just keep going. And I can sculpt this as much as I want. But if this is all you do, that's great. I can work on the lobe right here. I can do all sorts of stuff. But, like I said, this is our first assignment. If that's all you got for your ear, great. If you want to add more details, you're going to extrude those faces inward and then extrude those faces and push them back. But I'm not even going to do it on my example. I just want to kind of hint at that. Because remember, on Monday, you're going to be doing your own character. You're going to be deciding the level of detail that you're going to do for your character. And some of you are going to do a character that wears a helmet, so you're not going to have any ears. That might be a smart choice. Some of you are going to do a character that has like horns, and then maybe has like pimples and all sorts of other stuff you're going to want to extrude out, right? So everyone's going to have a character with some sort of different thing. So you're just going to have to take what I'm teaching you now and just kind of adapt. But for right now, just because we're keeping the basics, all I need is that. That's going to be good enough. Double check the front view. Is it looking good on the front view? I could pull it out a little bit more, but I'm going to leave it. Okay. The nose. Let's do the nose. The nose is the same trick, the same technique as the eye socket and the mouth. Except you might be doing it with 3 faces instead of 2. So you're going to get a lot of extra faces here if you do this. That'll give you a lot of vertices to work with to make a nice round nose. Okay? So Luigi's nose is going to be these 3 faces. Someone tell me my next move. Someone just shout it out. Thank you, it's recorded. It's 2 weeks suspension for you. Where's my ticket? Yes. What's my first move? What did I do with the eye socket? What did I do with the mouth? What did I do with the ear? The first thing I did was what? Starts with an E. Come on, guys. Extrude. It's because the temperature in here is hot, right? So I'm going to hit Command E and hit extrude. Am I going to go global? No! Shh. Don't go global. Keep it local so it keeps the contours of each face. And you shrink it. Green box, red box. Move it down, move it over. Now it looks a little weird. Don't worry. We're going to mess around with it some more. All right. Next step. Just like my mouth, I want to get rid of this face here in red. So these 3 were the 3 I extruded. But I want to get rid of this face here, and I'm going to slide those faces back over. So I'm going to click on this face right here. Choose delete. And now I've got 3 faces to work with. I'm going to go to this edge. I'm going to move this edge over to get that back to the middle, right about there. Might need to rotate it a bit. Okay. And I know we haven't been on Maya in a while. This is why this is a good refresher. It's actually better that we didn't finish Luigi. We got to remind ourselves of all the tricks, and then we get into things. All right. Those three faces, 1, 2, 3, have afforded you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You might not use these. 7, 8. So either with 6 up to here or with 8 up to here, vertices, you're now going to sculpt the nose from your front view. Right? Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of this guy behind me. So I got to figure out, and the other thing is his nose, if you look at the side view, right? The nose gets bigger once it leaves the face. So if you look at it from the side view, this circle is actually too big. So what you're going to have to do is anticipate where that circle is going to be as it leaves the mouth, the nose. One last thing before you mess with your vertexes. Remember, if you double click on move, everyone see where I'm double clicking? You can change your axis orientation from the world to component. And what that'll do is that will distort your face less. Right now, see, component, it's moving along the axis of the edges. Whereas if it was world, it would be kind of pulling it up further straight, giving it more of a flatter look. So for this trick right here, component might be better. All right, then in my front view, I'm going to sculpt the circle. And I'm going to have to hop between 4 and 5. Okay, so this first vertex has got to go down. This vertex here has got to go over, got to go up a little bit. I'm just going to be making a circle with 8 of these vertices. So by using 3 faces instead of instead of 2, right? Good. I'm making it a little smaller than the circle of the nose because remember it gets bigger once it leaves his face. I'm just kind of lining these up. Sometimes I'm using my perspective view to kind of, there you go. Let's get this one way out there. Okay, here we go. Now it's getting better. I'm just moving at all the vertices along until I get a nice, decent circle. That's a little smaller than my nose. Get rid of that. Oops. I made that way too low. I made my nose way too low. There we go. Okay. All right. For those that got the circle faster than I did, the next step is you're going to extrude out using your side view. But don't worry, I'm going to wait. There you go. So notice my circle is smaller than his nose because the second I extrude, it's going to get bigger. So you want your circle looking something like that. There you go. So when you guys play Smash Brothers at next door, this is what they did. This is what they did for every single one of those characters. There's probably 3 or 4 people on a character team for shooting out. I think global. All right. Just to kind of show you the last move before we go, it's going to be probably 1, 2, 3, 4 extrusions for his nose, for his schnoz. So I've selected his nose is going to be those 3 faces again, but they look much more like a circle now. And now I'm going to hit extrude, Command E, hit the global button, pull forward, and his nose is way too small, so I'm going to make it bigger. And I'm going to hit global, switch that back to, not up, yeah. I'm going to make that bigger, pull that down a little bit, switch this one to go back to world, there you go. So it's about that right size. I could flatten it out again. I'm going to. All right. Gentlemen, advanced students, be quiet. I'm shouting over you. Dylan and Kieran. I can flatten it out. There we go. I can flatten it out with scale. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's better. Let me move it back a little bit more. And then 2 more extrusions. Command E. Global. Pull it out. And then again, I'm going to have to make either, again, it's green box or red box. Move it up or down to kind of get it, to make it look. And his nose kind of protrudes up. And then don't neglect the front view because it gets bigger on the front view too. It gets wider on the front view. So you're going to have to hit that red box too. When you get that one lined up, extrude again, Command E, global, pull it forward, and right about there, shrink it down. And again, red box in the front view, shrink it down, slide it over. Lastly, Command E, pull it forward, right about there. So you have a nice round schnoz. Now it always looks weird because it's in half. And if you felt like you messed up on one of your extrusions, remember you can grab an edge, double click an edge ring, and scale it. And that's going to leave us, his nose is set. And that's going to leave us tomorrow in a place where we can kind of clean up. If you didn't get to the nose right now, that's fine. The bell's going to ring. Please save, quit, and shut down your machines. Save, quit, shut down your machines. Command S. Command Q, and go to option up here and choose shut down.